Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be on the field and we'll actually doing some of my thrifting and digging around. So at the Samaritan store near where my parents live, I only found this one particular PC game and try and get it open with my one hand. It apparently has a bunch of expansions with it, and the discs were in very nice condition. The case itself, though, as you're going to see here in a bit, it's just a see-through case. There's no auto or anything on the case itself, but the discs were in very nice condition. The instructions with it only list 3 discs, and there were 3, so it don't seem like there's one missing, even though there's a spot one. So that looks like that was a pretty nice find. They just gave it to me for free. There was a person at the cash register getting a whole bunch of clothing. You have to excuse the trash though. Lots of junk mail. I need to really get in a box and get disposed of. That's just how many trees are wasted with stupid junk mail. But I'm going to show the building off here, because some people have wondered about where I go in some places. This is my first attempt to give a closer look at that. I'm looking into getting a pair of like camera glasses that would assist in getting more inside look without looking weird or having an issue with people. Because last time I tried to do this, I asked these people for permission, and they like made a big hullabaloo that didn't even get to a point of a no even. I was just like, never mind then. You know, if you're gonna make such a big deal over me recording, it's just screw it. So, but that one blonde lady that was just on camera, she was the one that told me to just go ahead and have it, so. And here's a nice view of the building. It's just a big standard square little building that it does goodwill towards victims and stuff. The goodwill in my area here sadly did not turn up a whole lot of stuff. The usual old junk you would usually find, maybe a few controllers here. I've never saw this particular model of a controller here. You know, crap loads of cables and shit, nothing too. It was pretty disappointing find really to not really see much today, because you know I got a pretty nice haul. I mean, I found Little Nemo and Slumberland and a few other things that it was a pretty nice find. Patty Bale's birthday surprise. I was surprised finding that. Here we are. We got an old dance pad. If you're definitely looking for old DDR stuff, at least dance pads, the actual games you can get online, but I mean, if you're looking for a dance pad, usually you can find them a lot at Goodwills and thrift stores a lot of times for really cheap. It was a weird pot thing I found. I guess it's for like scrambling eggs and that flip around. Stone Age. Always take a look at the board games. I've only ever found one PC game ever with the board games. And sometimes you can find some really old, interesting board games on top of that anyway. I mean, I found Nightmare that way. I'd love to find, like, maybe that Legend of Zelda board game somehow. Odds of that are probably low, though, but, hey, you never know. You sometimes find weird stuff. But, yeah, Goodwill's pretty much dead today, and I don't even know what the fuck this thing is here. Random little knickknacks, and we have a little old-fashioned guitar here missing a string. You know, personally, if it actually had all its strings, I'd probably actually get it. But missing string, just kind of like a meh. I don't know how much strings cost, but I'm sure they're not, like, cheap. Well, maybe they are. Maybe I missed it. But got a little shelf thing here. Thinnest shelf I ever saw in my life. I always take a look at the DVDs and VHSs, because sometimes you also find old games and stuff mixed up in them. I've never found cassette games mixed up in the cassettes, but sometimes I look, but very rarely. Today I found little to nothing, a few Print Studio things, And there's, of course, the usual way of shitloads of music that barely anyone cares about. Grand Theft Auto 3. There was like EA sports game somewhere, I believe I pulled out here in a bit. But it didn't look like there was anything interesting to pick up at all, really. Not that usually, Goodwill is usually pretty bad with their discs too. A lot of times they're pretty damaged. I mean, you know, unlike GameStop, they have an excuse their stuff's donated. They're not responsible for cleaning up it. The Great Outdoors collection now. You want your simulated hunting. There's the EA game. Boo. Nothing too interesting. Well, this is probably the most interesting thing today, but I wasn't really interested in getting... I didn't even know that was on the PC. I know that was like on the Super Nintendo and Genesis. I didn't even know there was a PC version of that. Nothing too spectacular here. There's a bottle cap collection thing there, Bejeweled, right there in between. Didn't really find it too much anything. There were a few games on this side, but nothing too spectacular. It's like, yay! The old casino for the Xbox Spore, which probably doesn't even work unless you hacked it or something. If you hack it, maybe. The Wheel of Fortune! Definitely slim pickings today. It wasn't even anything half decent. School Tycoon, I see that everywhere. I see School Tycoon everywhere. There were even like 3 copies of the Good Smelling store before I came here. Wasn't really sure what that was much, but it looked pretty obvious it was some kind of first-person war game. Didn't really interest me. The Kid Pack. Again, nothing too interesting. It's a really slim pickings thing. When you do these kind of things, you gotta be patient when you do these kind of things. Because let me tell you, a lot of times I don't strike very big very often. Sometimes there are, and then there's a lot of times where it's just pretty slim pickings. You gotta be willing to look there. You gotta be willing to look. I take a quick look at some of the VHSs around here. There's Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'm not really into the Tycoon game, so... But that would have been a decent one to pick up if you know. I take a quick look at some of the VHSs. This is the Muppet movie. Can't go wrong with the Muppet. And I always take a glance at the books, too. I've never found anything mixed up in them before, but sometimes I find stuff I actually want. And I was kind of like, what the hell? Testing wine for dummies. The fuck? I don't even know. Don't even ask. But yeah, the books were pretty slim too. That I usually take a look to see if there's any manga around of that, but I usually don't find anything. Which is a shame. I don't look at clothing. Sometimes on these shelves up here, sometimes they're all board games, but there weren't any today, that's so. Bit of a shame. Moseying on over here, I go and decide to check out some of the pawn shops. Nancy's pawn shop there is awful in my opinion. I've never had good experience. The other pawn shop, the Pawn and Spore, is actually going out of business, which is a shame because I've went there a few times. It was a little nice little store. I have no idea how it's going out, and Nancy stays open. Of course, then again, Nancy makes money off other things, not video games, so... Well, video game selection has always been awful. She still has this one copy of Elmo on the N64 that, like, forever. Now, admittedly, I have gotten some good stuff from her. I've gotten some random Super Nintendos back when I was a kid from her for like $15 each, but she has no idea of pricing. She doesn't really seem that content to really take in games much anymore, so the very few times I've checked in with her, store's mainly been awful for looking for games. Like, video game systems is okay. The last good thing I got from her was the NES 2, the top loader. That was actually a really good deal, too, so I was so surprised finding that at Nancy's, because she like, barely touches retro shit. Any retro shit she has, she just it's just, she's had it for so long. She doesn't take in new retro crap, because she don't know anything she's doing at all. Getting a drink though. But she's always been off. And she's sadly also the person who I have to thank for getting with some of my good games during the young years of your life. You know, those years of your life where you're like, I need to somehow get money so I can buy new games, so I get rid of my old ones, and then I regret forever. I've gotten all my old games back, though, that I ever want back, but I cheated. Like Super Mario RPG was one game I got with back when I was young, and I always regret doing that. So here's the last pawn shop around this area, the Post Pawn, the Guns and Post Pawn. I always hate it when pawn shops are like, gun, ammo, and what kind of a pawn shop is that? This is actually a like military salvage store though, so it has a lot of military stuff, so it makes sense to have more guns. But there's one in Waynesville that's like 90% guns, 8% like few electronics, and then like 1% DVDs and 0.0% games. I went to GameStop, which they don't allow cameras, and I got the Monkey King for the Wii, which is kind of a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up thing. It was only like $1.99, so I was kind of like, why not? Its condition was really nice, actually. And I got Big Bang Mini for the DS. I looked it up on my phone. It kind of looks like some kind of weird bullet hell game using the touchscreen. I'll be looking to check that out. I got that on the cheap, too. There were a few other weird games I wanted, but they all looked awful. Awful, like completely fucking destroyed. That is why I always hate getting discs at a damn GameStop. Ugh. Yeah, if I get these glasses with a little camera in the middle, and I always know somebody who uses them, and the footage always looks really good, so I think they will do very nicely. They're about like $140. Now here I'm actually at my parents' house, and this is Buster Hill. He's medium good. This is Jackie, and Jackie always does bad things, so he hides, and Kepler's also pretty good. But Jackie's a attention whore and does lots of bad things. He always does bad things. But anyway, I stopped by my parents because I have a package from PlayAsia in a little mail. Probably my bank statement, but, besides that. But anyway, I'm going to have a little cutaway here where I open it up, so you'll have to watch me whittle around with the camera. But, these aren't obviously sorted fine, but since I was out on the road and I was near my parents, I obviously wanted to pick it up, and of course, being impatient, I wanted to get in there and dig them up. So here's a free discount code for $5 off, but you have to purchase at least $60 and it expires August 21st. So you can use that if you want, because I probably won't be. I used to usually use them every time, but like nowadays I don't go to PlayAsia too often, so these are all brand new sealed copies of games, so they're all in excellent condition. This is actually should look very familiar if you're a fan of Drew Wario. He did a review on the Force game on the Super Nintendo. Sadly, the PSP version was very not well received, and playing it and comparing it to how the previous two games controlled and everything you can do, I can definitely see why it has a lot of problems. Dragoon 7th 2020, sequel to Dragoon 7th on the not the 3DS, but on the DS. It's a kind of modern medieval setting. It's kind of weird. Well, the previous game was just a medieval game. What did I do to deserve this, my lord 3D? I don't even know how to pronounce the Japanese version of the name, so I'm just going with that. So, 3D. I love the 3D glasses on him, by the way. Very, very nice. I look forward to trying that one for sure. I've been wanting to do like a video of the previous two games. Conception 1, which I'm sure a lot of people think is weird to buy when I didn't have a lot of good things to say about Conception 2, but I got for mainly to kind of help with my opinion of doing a full suppressions of Conception 2. And I've already recorded that, and hope you look forward to that if it hasn't came out by the time of this. If it has, then, well, now you know why I got it. And then Wayne, a PS3 kind of indie-ish game. It was described as like a Limbo-ish style game. It uses the Wayne as a very important mechanic of stealth in the game. The Wayne makes you visible, and without it, you are stealth. I've only saw very little footage. It is available in English. However, this physical version here is only available in Japan. So, obviously, you know me, I'm a physical whore, so I got the Japanese version. I plan on trying it out and maybe doing a let's play of that. It looked like a very interesting game, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. You know, I'm just waddling on about these PSP games. I decided to not use the original audio for these because I figured I could just sum a lot of it up a lot faster and skim some of the fat out of some of the videos. But yeah, those are my inputs. And with the record of the August marriage game, that is quite a decent haul of imports this month. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out Wayne. It looks good in that. Looks good. Like the art style too. And supposedly there's a few goodies on there. So over here, this is an antique store, and it is very well. It is right there for a glimpse with the door open. This antique store does have a lot of stuff, but it does not usually have a lot of video games. But I have found a few things here. My box copy of Donkey Kong Country, which I don't really care for too much because I'm not that big of a platformer. I never was really into the Donkey Kong Country game, sorry. No offense to anyone. That I got here for a cheap price. I also got, what was it, Dungeon Master? That Interplay PC game I found. I found that here too, so sometimes there's a few, and they do have video games. Most of the time it's nothing I'm too interested in, but occasionally there's something, and you know, being an antique store, sometimes you find other old goodies, so sometimes it's worth a look once in a while. Sadly, my battery died by the time I got to the area that usually most of the games are. So I wanted to show off this building because it's actually a really big and nice building. So go downstairs here, and you know the green sniper arcade rifle gun I have for the original Xbox. This very shelf we're looking at right now is where I found that item also. But usually there's a lot of knick-knack stuff here and some VHSs. And in this room is usually a lot of discounted stuff that people are trying to get rid of cheap. In this little area here, a lot of times I usually see toys here, but today there was a lot of freaking knickknacks. I remember the last time I was here, there were crap loads of like McDonald's toys for 25 cents in that. Always look at CDs. I really wish a lot of the people who do these. This place is like a booth system, so each area is like a booth that somebody runs, each room. But I really wish a lot of people knew how to organize a lot of the media stuff a lot better. A lot of people just throw all the shit together and you have to sort through it. I always hate that because, you know, I'm sure anyone who does this like me, you end up going through crap loads of fucking music discs that you don't give a shit. I mean, seriously. But sometimes, I found some interesting things here, but not too much, really. It's just mostly to show off the building, really, because it's just an occasional find here and there. But it is definitely a very nice building to visit if you're definitely into looking at antiques, because really, you can, being a booth system, you can really find almost anything here. Like, I found a comic. I don't remember what the character's name is. I've seen him in newspaper comics before, though. I know he's like a penguin who wants to fly or something. I know he's had a Christmas special before. And this lady here was asking me what I was doing. I was just telling her that I was kind of doing kind of a show off where I get a lot of stuff I go to, so she was all cool with it, because I asked the person at the counter before I did this. I never asked these people before, so now this room usually has a lot of furniture in my past experience, but as you can see, it got loaded up with a lot of stuff today. But not too much. There was a Spider-Man book I'm going to show here in about a second. That's about the only thing that really caught my eye. I always hate when people put fucking tape on the covers and shit, though. At least it's Scotch tape, not fucking shit that, like, flips off that much. You know, kind of like GameStop stickers. Ugh. I swear GameStop stickers, the longer they sit there, the more likely they're going to be shit. They're brand new, they're okay, but when the stickers have been there for a long fucking time, shit is stuck on it. Old jukebox here. Got some random CDs up here. Was taking a peek just to make sure it wasn't any software or that. Like I said, you never know how some of these people do this stuff. Some people do organize shit, and other people just fucking wham whatever crap in there. Now, the stairs are pretty wiggly and old, so that's why those signs are all over the floor there. Most of the rooms up here usually have a lot of chinaware and stuff. I remember this room here, last time I came, was full of all kinds of toys and baby stuff. I tell you, a lot of stuff gets changed in and out a lot. I don't know how well this place does on business, to be honest, but a lot of these rooms change a lot, so I don't know if these people a lot of times don't get a lot of business and get moved out, or if they're really selling a lot of this shit that fast. I can't imagine a lot of this stuff selling that fast. And this room has a lot of toddler stuff over here, really old storybooks and that. I was just kind of looking through out of curiosity, really. This room has been pretty empty-ish the last few times I've came in. There was one time where it had a few games on the shelf, but it looks like they've been long bought or exterminated or left. There used to be a lot of clothing around the corner here. This room is new here. This door has always been closed, and now apparently someone took up residence. Just music, didn't see anything that was in games or anything. My old CDs and discs and records, and that kind of thing. But this area was full of a lot of clothing, and as you can see, it's no longer. Now, that door, the door next to the shelf that was just there, that door used to have a lot of clothing too, but it's closed now. This room is where I found the copy of Donkey Kong Country, the boxed copy I got. It was a really odd find. It was just sitting on the table, so it was just a random thing. And that's kind of why you gotta look in a lot of these places, because these rooms are being rented by different people, and they basically put whatever they want in them. So you never know what they'll throw on there. I was kind of debating how you could make this look like Pac-Man if you painted it yellow and took the fins off and stuff, and kind of make it Pac-Man looking. So then, we only got 4 things. We got the Namco Museum Volume 3, Big Bang Mini, the Monkey King, and Disciples 2 Golden. Not really a big haul, unless you throw in my package from Play Asia, which technically doesn't count, but since we got it, why not? I opened them all up, and we can show them again. Conception. What did I do to dissolve this? My Lord 3D. Wayne. And, I don't know how to pronounce this series again. I have to look it up again. But, yeah, I want to do something with this. I think this would actually be a good game to pick for something to honor Drew Warrior with. And, as I mentioned in the Record of August War Zero, I did get the Record of August War Marriage on the PSP, and I've tried a very small dash of it. So, yeah, I got a lot of PSP games from Japan recently, yeah? 5 there, and 1 PS3 game, not too bad, you know? Pretty nice haul there on that, but a bit disappointed what I got with the stores today. But hey, we still found some. And then in case you're wondering what game I'm looking for, I was looking for that one particularly right there. Is the one I want, which is in pretty much all the Namco museums, so it didn't really matter which one. But $4, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And again, if you want a small discount on a Play Asia, there you go. You got a code for, how much does it save? $5 US. So there you go. Have a code there. You got to spend at least a minimum of $60, and it expires on August 24th. So there you go. Free code for anyone who shops off there. So don't say I never gave you anything. Well, a lot of you can't, because I have. I have given a lot of people a lot of free download stuff. Anyway, I think it was a pretty nice haul. I hope you all kind of like the idea of this. I do want to get a lot more in-store footage of me actually digging around this stuff. And that's what I'm hoping, if I can get these glasses, I'll be able to do, hopefully, without really needing to worry about people saying yay or nay to me recording. Because then they won't know. And what they say, they won't know, won't hurt them. Anyway, until next time, we go discovering more treasures. I'll see you all next time. I'm going to go try this out.